Gamify your life. Now, what do I mean by that necessarily, right? You seen the title, you were intrigued. Welcome. Okay. I got a few points written down right here. That's why while I'm looking down, I'm looking at my MacBook. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by gamify your life. To make this as simple as possible, think of GTA, Grand Theft Auto 2K, things like that. You have a player, you create the player. In this instance, we're gonna use 2K. You create your my player. You're upgrading the stats. You play one game, you realize that you kind of suck, and you need more VC. You can't shoot, you can't dribble, you can't dunk, you ain't got no stamina to do a crossover. But as you're learning this, you're like, okay, boom, after the game, I'm finna go upgrade a little bit more stuff. After the game, you probably got like 1,000 VC. I'm finna upgrade some of the stuff. Now, you got plus 10 to your stamina. Now, if you are a real 2K player and you just ain't buying VC to go like to spend it just cause you got no content creator. No, you just playing 2K at the house. You're using your VC sparingly. And it's all finna tie together, bro. Okay? You're using your VC sparingly. You might upgrade your stamina first. Okay, boom, now I got my stamina upgraded. I ain't gotta worry about getting tired. Now I'm gonna upgrade my dribbling. I'm gonna focus on dribbling a little bit so then I can at least get open. Okay, now I feel like I'm getting open a little bit more. Let me focus on finishing so then I can at least get open and go to the cup, get a lay. This all ties into gamifying your life. Because if you were paying attention, if you were a little bit focused, if you were locked in, you've seen how I mentioned upgrading your stamina first, upgrading this first. Because you want to upgrade in parallel lines. You want to upgrade one thing at a time. You don't want to be trying to do everything all over and then get scattered. Focus. Okay? And this is where the pillars of your gamifying life come in. Upgrade your stats, your physical and your mental. And you spiritual, emotional as well, but the main two is you physically and you mentally. Okay. Now I love to use me as an example because this is coming from me. I don't want to use anybody else as an example because I'm the most accurate source that I can give. So I can only use my life experience to talk on a point like this. The way I've gamified my life, I love to use the gym as an example because the gym has changed my life in so many ways that I didn't even expect it to. I just feel better all the time. I'm constantly improving, right? But the gym, you start off, you go into the gym, you don't know what you're doing. You have no idea what weight to get. You have no idea about form. You're probably terrible. But you go in there, you do it anyway. Get over with. The first session, you feel a little bit good, and you go again. You go again, you go again. Fast forward, you got like a year in the game. You good. You like, okay, boom, I feel good about my physique right now. A lot has changed since day zero. You feel better. You look better. You may smell better. Whatever. But you upgraded your stats over time. Now, you're like, okay, now that you have that stat upgraded, you in the gym for a little bit. Now that's when you can start getting into splits. You switch your split up. Okay, boom. Now you upgraded a new pillar. I want to talk about comparison as well because while you're doing this, it's so easy for you to compare yourself. It is so easy for you to compare yourself to somebody who's been playing the game so long and they got X amount of upgrades in this category, but you don't. And you comparing yourself, you looking like, dang, bro, if I only had them upgrades, then it would be a lot better. I would feel a lot better. That's not true, first of all. Right? You can feel better right now without the upgrades. You just don't know it yet. But you're thinking this in your head and you're like, dang, I want you to realize there is no difference between you and that person that you're looking at and you're like, dang, he's further along. That's literally the only difference. The only difference is that he started earlier. He found out whatever you needed to find out to start as well, a little bit earlier than you did, and that's cool. That doesn't separate y'all. Y'all are the same person. Y'all are both human. It doesn't matter, bro. And this also is where tracking comes in. This is where I would want to implement tracking because if it feels like I deviated, but it's all going to tie together. I promise. Just stick with me. I'm mentioning tracking because if you've been paying attention, if you go back to earlier when I was saying about the gym, you've been in there for a year. Say for example, you decide to track the whole journey. You have every single day you went to the gym, every single workout with sets and reps. You have all of your progress from day 0 to day 366. You have all of your progress. Now, Instead of comparing yourself to somebody who's been in the gym for 4 years, or not even 4, I'm finna get crazy. If you compare yourself to somebody who's been in the gym for a decade, you looking at their physique, they're shredded, right? They got the Greek god physique. They look good, right? They sprint, take care of themselves. Their health is dialed in. You're looking at that and you're be like, dang, I don't even want to go to the gym no more. Or you feel me? You like, dang, it's too many tryhards. You or even that. You like, damn, okay, nah, I gotta have this. Nah. You comparing yourself. To make comparison make sense, what you need to do is revert back to last week, last month. If you've been in there for some years, you can revert to last year as well. But you doing like last week kind of makes the increments a little bit smaller, so you can see your progress a little bit more steadily instead of the 2 points being so wide apart. Instead of the gap being so huge from year to year, you can do week to week. Track last week's lifts. You went up 2.5 pounds. That's cool. You went up. That's what you want to compare yourself to. You don't want to compare yourself to somebody who done been in the game longer, who done planted, and their seed has grown because their trees, the trees grown stronger because they planted their seed a little bit earlier. You don't want to compare yourself to that. Compare yourself to where your plant was at, where your tree was at last week. You compare yourself to that, and if it has went up, you're like, okay, now I have no excuse to sit down and be like, dang, I'm not doing something right, because I am doing something right. I'm causing growth. It's not a lot. It's cool, bro. But it's an exponential growth chart. This is an exponential growth chart, bro. It starts out flat, but then it's going to shoot up vertically past anything linear like this. If you wait, you got to wait. You're playing a long game here. When it shoots up, it's going to shoot up faster than anything linear. And you will realize that your life, it'll just feel a lot better when you got some skills, bro. When you got some proof is what I like to call it. Proof that you are who you say you are. This is how you build true confidence. I can make a whole nother video on that and expand on that and just dive deeply into that. If that's what y'all want, let me know. But this is exactly how you build it. Because you got proof saying that you are the person who goes to the gym consistently. You got the proof saying that you are the person who shows up for themselves. You got proof. So now the confidence isn't faked because you didn't build up these characteristics, these skills, these stats, these traits, these habits, and you're doing them actively. So it ain't like you just faking the funk. This is not no facade. This is real life. You are really confident. You're not faking it just because you got on a certain shirt. It may make you feel better in the moment. Like, yeah, this shirt fit me crazy. It may feel better in the moment, yeah. But who are you when you take the shirt off? Right? Are you still as confident? Are you still the same person? If not, then you can see that the confidence was made in your shirt. The confidence is wrapped up in the must that you then accumulated throughout the day with your shirt. Build confidence by becoming someone who is a man of their word, man or woman of their word, and has proof that they have put in the work. They have proof that they're not just talking, bro. But one thing I would want y'all to take away from this video about gamifying your life is to start off slow. Make this make sense for you. Don't jump into anything just because you see somebody else doing it and you see their results, because the results that they have is the result of something working for them, something that they can be consistent with. Don't just jump in the water, bro. Put your toe in. Ease into it. Build something that's catered to you. Don't run off something catered to somebody else, bro. Yeah, I have an amazing one. Get you some whole foods and keep yourself hydrated, bro. All right?